So now that I have my snapshot views over here from the new snapshot views, and I got a couple of them, I'm now going to click Create Drawing View, and it's going to say if it says I have to save these, then yeah, you go ahead and save them as that. That should be fine. Yeah, I've done this a couple times, so I have a couple of them. But the next thing it's going to ask you is again, what type of drawing do you want it to be? We're going to pick the second one, which is a dot IDW as opposed to the dot DWG. That's just Inventor's thing. So we're going to hit create. Once we do that, we'll get a sheet like we've had before for assembly drawings. I'm going to slide this view. It should pop up to the view that we want, like right here. If it doesn't, go ahead and find the file that we have, but it should pop up. And I'm not sure why mine's flickering a little bit. I'm going to move mine about to the center of it, and it's not right in the middle. Kind of want it off a little bit to the left, so left of center a little bit. That size is a bit small, so again, depending on what model you're using, I'm going to try 1:1 because that was about half scale. That will probably work with what I want to do, and the last thing I want to do is I want to turn on that it's shaded view so that I do get the colors, although I might have just turned it back off, so I think it's on again. I'm going to hit OK, and that's what I get. So I like what's going on there. Again, this has a standard title block that we could have added all this information. In fact, we should have add the title of this and who drew it and things like that. We can change all that with this eye properties up here. If you remember, guys, it's up right mouse click under here. Then you go to eye properties, and I'm not going to get into that right now, but that's how you can change all that. But this drawing needs a couple other things. One of the things I'm going to add to this is uh, a parts list or bill of material, or they call it a BOM, bill of material, whatever. I'm going to add that up here. And if you remember this same tab that we used before, annotate, has the dimension tool in it, which we're not going to use this time. But one of the things that it has about 2/3 of the way over is about, it says parts list. I'm going to click on it. It should default to the part, the assembly that we're using. If it doesn't, go ahead and find it. And again, you shouldn't have too many of them. And you can play with all these other features if you wanted to, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to hit OK. I'm going to get a rectangular box, and I'm going to stuff it way up in this corner and have it snap to position. Again, it says it's giving me a save warning. You should update these parts. Pretty much always want to update stuff, so guys, so you get like the latest and greatest part. So I'm going to hit OK. And if I zoom into this box, this is it. This is the table of contents. I didn't have to do anything. It pulled all the information because of all the parts that I put into this assembly. So it knows that I made a toy plane body simple. I made an engine cover. I made a wing strut, a wing upper simple, a pilot. It knows how many of them are in my drawing, and then it randomly numbered them. And you might say, well, what's those numbers? Not random, and they're in order. But what that would do is if we add one more feature to this drawing, we're going to have a really good assembly drawing. And so we're going to add something called a balloon. And all a balloon is it's just an indicator of a different part. And again, there's all sorts of settings under there. I'm just going to click the regular one. And as I click on a part and drag it out, lo and behold, and then I'll right click continue. And lo and behold, it puts a number on it. In this case, it put number 8 on this thing right here, which I know is a rudder. And if I look at my parts list, it says item number 8, and we have one of them, quantity 1, is the toy plane rudder. So it knew. It knows what parts are what, and it's going to assign the right numbers to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and balloon all these parts. I'm going to click on it. And again, and as I click, I can continue to have the leader line go kind of crazy. Not that I want that. In fact, that's a terrible idea, but you can make these leader lines kind of go where you want and then hit continue, and then it finally plunks in like the number 7 here, and it's pointing all the way back to this, which hopefully number 7 is, yep, toy plane tail stabilizer. So look at that. It knew that. So I still got the balloon on. I'm going to click and drag this guy out here. This is the pilot. Click the wheel. And I could just roll around and do that for all these. Whoops, I don't know why that didn't stay. But that is essentially exploded drawing right there, guys. And again, I could add more detail to it, obviously with the title block, and I can add section views and all sorts of things. But this is at least a basic look at one. And now, you could hand this to someone and say, hey, this is how this particular toy plane goes together. And someone could be like, oh, yeah, this part goes there and this goes there. This would be like a good IKEA just direction sheet for some of the furniture that comes from IKEA. But anyway, that is it in a nutshell. And I am going to sign off right here. And so good luck with the rest of this, and hope it goes well.